And good morning, Friday, end of the month, beginning of the month. It is hard for me to believe that it's almost 6 days later. We're still talking about Will Smith and Chris Rock.
I mean, won't go away. It will not go away. Which
I mean, generally speaking, something happens, and then something happens on top of it. You forget
72 hours. There's some kind of right. It goes away, but
I mean,
no.
Do people remember that there's a war going on?
That is the other extremely, sad part about that is that it takes away from the real problems that are going on. Not that Will Smith walking on stage isn't a real problem, because that's definitely a real problem. But there are bigger problems happening.
I can't get it out of my mind, and I want to do a skit of us sitting in a meeting and somebody says something and you stand up and whack the shit out of them.
I mean, there have been lots of memes. There have been lots of memes. There have been lots of jokes made from it. But I'm going to stick with my stance from, I guess it was Monday when I went on that 20-minute rant about it, that it's unbelievable to me that there's no consequences.
Incredible. In sad news, I don't know if you saw the stuff about Bruce Willis. Which
I didn't. What happened to Bruce Willis?
So Bruce Willis has some kind of disease.
Aphasia, right? Or aphasia, or
yes, took away his ability to speak.
Oh, wow.
He is stepping away from acting, and I for whatever reason, there are people who said I looked like Bruce Willis. I only wish, but so anyway, there's always good news. There's always bad news. We got some real exciting stuff to talk about today. Jake is joining us with what I would call mixed bag. I'm happy,
but I don't know if I'll be, allowed back.
And you're always excited for people's opportunities. So it's always it's a good thing. It's a good thing.
So we will do wake up music and then come back and talk about Jake Nudelberg. So take it away.
Wake up, everybody! Get up! Get up! Get up! Get up! Wake up! Come on! Come on! Wake up, everybody! Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody! No more sleeping in there. No more back to thinking, time for thinking ahead. Come on now.
So apparently we are not.
People are pivoting to YouTube, which good for them. They know how to make it work.
It is what it is. I don't know what the hell's going on there. It looked like it started, but for those of you who are with us and those of you who see it later, if you remember the movie The Godfather, and there was a scene where they always bring me back, and so
every time I think I'm out, they bring me back in.
So you've been gone from football a while. Jake has not. And I say this with a very heavy heart that Jake has a new opportunity in football. He will be coaching on Nick Saban's staff in Alabama. There is his acceptance letter or employment letter, if you will. I'm speechless. Jake, tell us the story. Tell us what happened.
So just like in anything, you don't know where the world's going to take you. I'm fortunate that you guys gave me an opportunity to step out of that world, to see what the other side was like. And in true follow your passion, it wasn't exactly what I wanted. Not that working for you two wasn't amazing. It was a pain in the ass, but they had a guy who left, lower guy who was working at the QC level, who's kind of focusing on analytics, and he left during spring ball, which opened up an opportunity. I went last week to interview, got the call a couple of days ago that I would be joining it post spring ball. So I've officially taken off my on the ball polo.
I'm curious. I want you to share. Did Coach remember the Nudelberg name?
Of course. Like, so another guy I was connected to on staff kind of got me into the interview. But once I was in there, I go, I think you've kind of met my dad before. Not that I'm trying to plug, in an interview, but I've never been scareder in my entire life. I think I took I went to the bathroom about 3 times before even stepping in the room. But he tested your knowledge, and I thankfully still had it after a year.
You were well prepared. You were
Yes.
well prepared for it.
Thankful to Mark for preparing me for the interview too.
What's your emotion today? I mean, we've started to build something pretty special. I, as your dad, sort of have mixed emotions. I'm happy, super excited. I can't believe I'll have a son on the Alabama staff, but I am going to miss you. So, roommates.
I have to move out of the house. I have to, drop my on the ball credentials. I have to turn in all my stuff.
And just know you can never come back now. That has you forever. And your only opportunity to ever be in the family business is now gone and we don't know you.
Right. So I really hope this opportunity works out for me. It's really what I'm banking on. But seriously, super excited for the future.
Congratulations. I look forward to taking the trips to Tuscaloosa.
And it's just sadly my last day on the Huddle.
It is a final Friday. I know everybody wishes you great success. You want to hang out while we move on and talk about
got themselves a good one. That's all.
Yeah, might as well.
Hang out, stay with us. Love you much. Really awesome. Thanks for everybody flipping over to YouTube. I see LinkedIn is in and out. Just can't count on them. Consistency. You got to be on the ball.
It's the algorithm. It's the algorithm. It got us.
So today is April 1st. For those who don't know that April 1st is April Fool's Day, there is a history of why that is. Way back in, I think it was 1528, they changed 1582. They changed the calendar. Some people didn't get the change, and they called those people fools. So that has led to April 1st being a prank day. And for those of you idiots who did not get the fact that this is a prank,
gotcha.
So
I appreciate that.
Yeah,
I appreciate the people who believed it, but
people really bought into it. So I love it.
Unfortunately, we didn't have a big crowd, but those that are here, fantastic.
April Fools.
April Fools. Hopefully, everybody had a good laugh with that.
Not only is this not my last Huddle, you also get me for the foreseeable future. After
that would be correct. It is quite possible that as early as early next week, you will see Jake and I drive the Huddle. I'll throw it out to anybody who's here. If you have a topic, have a guest that you want me to bring on, if there's something that you want to see over the next couple of weeks.
Got an idea, share it.
Share it. Mark's going to be doing daddy duty. That is not April Fool's. That is the real deal. But let's talk about April Fool's and business. I got asked to speak today. So the conversation, and this is what they teed me up with, is April Fool's Day worth the risk for brands? And so I want to show you some executions. Ashley, we do, man. we thought long and hard. Look at Ashley. We suck. So there are great pranks that have been done by brands, well-established brands, who have said we're going to use the day to do something fun and all of the things that come with it. So I wanted to show you a few of them. Burger King did a beauty. So they came out with sourdough Hershey pie, which is just crazy. Show me what guacamole could look like. Chosen Foods came out with guacamole toothpaste. So certainly these are things that make you remember the brand. Shay, a couple others. I think we have salt and vinegar lip balm.
From Pringles.
Can you imagine? I mean, just totally crazy. Chobani, so which one is this? This is
aging face mask.
anti-aging face mask.
Which
So
I
it's
think you
not
could actually do
uncommon.
that. I think you could take
I
Greek
think that,
yogurt
yeah, I think
and put it on your
that.
face, and it might.
I'm sure there's somebody in the world who's doing that.
Wait a minute. Didn't Mrs. Doubtfire do that?
Yeah, exactly. I think that was a cream pie.
That was a whipped cream. There you go. But
But you've had some really good ones in the past, though. Not to interrupt you. You've had some amazing
On the
ones.
Ball
in
has
the
done
past.
some great ones.
So we did 1 year. We did that. I was chosen to be one of the new sharks on Shark Tank.
People
And
took that
having
hook,
had-
line, and sinker.
Having had pictures with those people in my social media feed before, I guess it wasn't as far-fetched, and people were totally bought off on it. We at one point had a managing director who was so into golf that we came on and basically through social media announced that he was leaving to take the seniors tour, and a whole day of people, great luck, we'll be watching and rooting for you. And it's like, so
Well, you did 1 year with On the Plane, right?
Yeah.
that was
Mine-
last
Well,
year.
I remember.
Shay,
So
jump in.
It was a couple years ago.
Shay, jump
yeah,
in.
you've been posting forever. What I forget 1 year, but like I go somewhere and they look at me and they're like, "Oh, congrats on the plane."
Yeah,
I was like,
we did,
no idea what you're talking about.
yeah, a couple years ago we did the plane. We did on a boat. Yeah, there's been different variations.
Always a good prank on April Fools, but I think to the point of why those brands do it is it humanizes it, right? Like I think I even got something from McKinsey this morning about the power of laughter in the workplace, and I think that's the real point: is that if you can make people laugh, you're going to be more memorable. You're going to create a feeling about it, and that's if you can humanize the brand and develop that connection a little bit deeper on April Fools, why would you not do that?
So the fact that LinkedIn is not working, is that an April Fool's thing? I mean, what the- seriously?
That would be great if the crowd actually was playing a trick on us and being like, LinkedIn's not working, switching, can't see you guys.
So we have somebody who is one of our clients who were in a coaching session yesterday, and they legitimately have a big announcement about an account that they secured. And they were telling us the game plan was that they were going to announce it today. And I was like, don't do it today. It's going to get caught up in I don't know, is that real? Is that, so all of that kind of.
I mean, we announced my presidency on April Fool's Day.
We did do that. We did do that. That's exactly, so today is actually your 2-year anniversary as president.
2-year anniversary of president of On the Ball Ventures.
Wow. Incredible. What a
It has been a hell of a 2 years.
What a phenomenal 2 years. Even the thought of Jake leaving made me sad. Just the thought of it. So I'm so excited that he's here.
Well, for those that missed it, here was the graphic.
Which you did a great job, Shay. Like when I saw this, I was like, damn, this looks pretty legit here.
That is legitimately Nick Saban's signature.
Yeah.
In full transparency, I am the youngest of the family business, so some things get thrown to me where I don't know, And we're in a work group chat, and all of a sudden this picture pops up with an A on my chest, and they're like, "Oh, fantastic!" I just send I think
What's going on here,
So,
out here.
April Fools, have a good day. All the fun stuff. Jake, thanks for being a great sport. As always, we want to have content. I want to leave you with something. We had some really, really positive things about LinkedIn that we talked about. Today, I want to talk about things you shouldn't do, things that are happening on LinkedIn. There's 4 or 5 that we know that these are really, really annoying. You know it. I know it. We're going to bring it out. But before that, Tom Petty's going to bring us right to it. So don't do me like that.
I was talking with a friend of mine. See the woman that hurt his pride. Told him that she loved him so and turn around and let him go. Then he said you better watch your step or you gonna get hurt yourself. Someone's gonna tell you lies, cut you down in size. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. What if I love you, baby? Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. I just might need you, baby. Don't do me like that. 'Cause isn't any can you see? Baby, you would bury me. bubbly cap. Give someone else a try. And you know you better watch your step, or you're gonna get hurt yourself. Someone's gonna tell you lies, cut you down to size. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that. Honey, honey, honey. Oh, 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 no. Don't do me like that. Don't do me like that.
Boom, boom.
Petty Friday. We should do petty every Friday.
We could do petty every Friday. You know what? That is that. We could. That's a great run. I'll look forward to Fridays. I always do anyway.
Right.
But this concept of this amazing tool that was given to us and people use it bad. I sent you a list of 5. What's the number one thing that annoys the shit out of you on LinkedIn?
I think it's the like not having your name or like your name in your name. You know, like some people have like business development expert, you know, like it's like they have like a whole company tagline in their name, not like in the tagline section, like in the name. That's one for me that like even as I see it scrolling in my feed because like somebody has liked something of theirs and it shows up in there, I'm just like, what are you trying to do? Like I don't get it. Like, aren't you a person? Like, don't you have a name? Like, shouldn't your name be your name so that people can identify it? It makes no sense to me.
You know, so, you know, like for me, I know that I consider myself to be an expert at what I do. I don't need someone's validation to do that, nor do I need to tell you that I'm an expert. All you got to do is ask me. When someone is, and this happens all the time, I'm a marketing ninja. Like,
slaying dragons is this like, you know, like
what? Like,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Just look at me. You know,
accounted for $7 billion in revenue. You know what I mean? Like, if you had to pound your chest in your tagline, you're in my opinion, you're overcompensating for something else. You're, I don't know what the point is of it.
I know. This one is something that we teach people who they drink the Kool-Aid and then lose their marbles. Okay? They just lose their marbles. The idea to tag somebody is when they're in the photo. You know,
it's relevant to them.
Relevant.
Yeah,
hello,
it's relevant.
Mark and I'm tagging Mark so that Mark can share with his audience and he gets notified. Just mass tagging people.
Tagging 75 people in a post so that they get notified about it.
The dumbest thing ever.
It was born out of, you know, the original hack to the algorithm was the more people you tagged in it, the more visibility it got, and it would force it higher up in the algorithm. That went out the window very fast, yet people still continue to just tag 35 people at the bottom of a post.
I love this whole idea. Like you just said, was one of the early hacks when people say to me, I figured out the algorithm.
Right. Right.
Okay. So I stop them and I go, you have? Tell me what an algorithm is.
Right. Right.
Like, there isn't anybody that knows what an algorithm is, let alone figuring it out. Listen, out of nowhere, LinkedIn just changes some kind of rhythm and you see it and you feel it and you pivot and you go with it. There isn't anybody who knows. Probably the biggest offense of all is, oh, you went to University of Florida? I have the best solution to your problem. You don't even know my problem. You're selling me before you know it's.
Yeah, breathe. So it's the connection, right? Like so this is a whole, you could go for hours about talking about connecting. Number one, when you connect without a message, you're killing me. Number two, when I accept a connection request from you because you said something very valuable in the initial message, and then the very next thing is a 7-page long explanation about your business and what you do and who you do it for and how you do it with them, I'm out. Right? The whole point in this is to develop relationships. And if you're starting with business, I know we're only in this for a transaction and I'm out.
So Debbie Robinson.
Yeah, Deborah. D says it's not a dating app, and that's real. That's absolutely.
You know what? It is a matchmaking app, though. It is allows you to match up with people who are like-minded for lots of takeaways, not a sale right away. The people that are in the smile and dial mode said, wow, I could get right to somebody with an in-mail, which the other thing that just disgusts me is in-mail is the dumbest thing ever. Hold on one second. Let me repackage a cold email and charge you for it.
Right. I just saw Kristen Castellano's comment about unicorns. Like, I love when I see first of all, the emojis in the names too. Like, why do you have 75 rocket ships in your name?
We're laughing off. We're doing right.
Well, I don't get it. Like, you're skyrocketing. Like, are you actually working for SpaceX and working on rocket ships? Like, what's happening there? So there's another one. There was another one on that list that I think is interesting because they said use the site to expand your existing network. So stop only connecting with people that you know. And I think that's
correct. I stumbled on this one because I do want to expand my network. The second degree is where all the gold is. Somebody that I don't know that we have a mutual connection. There's gold in them, in those hills.
Yes.
I don't randomly bring people in. That's just, that's the difference is like when I say, well, what made you want to connect with me? I'm expanding my network.
It's the worst answer in the history of the platform.
Of all of the things that could be bad, I just want you. So this is what's great. And I know that you're going to be busy the next couple of weeks, but I want your commitment right here that you and I will take these things and do them in video. Make a video of walking up to somebody and go, hi, Mark Nudelberg. I'd like to expand my network.
Correct.
I'm here shaking your hand because I want to expand my network. I want to expand my body. I want to expand my mind. And I want to expand my network.
So that second degree, like when I follow influencers on LinkedIn, what qualifies them to be an influencer in my mind is not that they have 50,000 connections. It's that they put out quality content every day. And Chris Walker is one of those people for me. Yeah. He's a guy that I follow. He puts out unbelievable content, super educational, and it gets a ridiculous amount of engagement every day. I use that pool of people that are commenting and liking on a daily basis to connect with people. Right. And the way I do that is I say, hey, I saw you commented on Chris's post. I think that you and I probably think very similarly. I'd love to add you to my tribe as well. That's not, I'm looking to expand my network. I'm telling you why I'm looking to add you to my world and where I think the value comes from. And exactly, D, like Joe Mullings. Joe Mullings is somebody else who puts out very consistent educational content. People who are liking and commenting on those posts that I don't know are probably a good match for me to have a conversation with. So the first thing I'm going to try to do is connect with them.
So the fascinating part of all of this, because we do that at scale. I mean, it's part of I brushed my teeth and I had 5 people. Right. I searched for 5 people to add. The math works every time. There's a guy I want you to follow. His name is Brian Covey. Brian is the VP at Loan Depot. Loan Depot has their name on the building that the Marlins play in. They do lots of advertising. I came across his content. It's really good. I looked at his stuff that he's posting. He posts pictures of his family. He's a family guy. He's a business guy. He has a podcast. I know a lot about him by what he's shown me. Yep. We're going to connect. I even said, I commented on his thing before we connected. I commented and I did it with a GIF. He came right back and said, love this GIF. Blah, 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 with excitement. We're already connected. There's no selling going on. I said, dude, let's grab a coffee. We'll probably have unbelievable stories. We will. I don't know where it'll go. I don't care. Just like the guy who is the general manager of the Packers. I don't know where that goes. But, it's going to be an interesting conversation if you stimulate yourself with, and don't do this bullshit. And yes, I do have it in writing. If anybody wants the 5, they can get them. But do not look at this just as a superficial tool. If you invest the time and the energy, quality relationships will last a lifetime and take you wherever you want to go. So thank you to everybody who joined YouTube. I think we had like 25 on YouTube, which was pretty good. For those who were stuck on LinkedIn and didn't see this, I guess we can repost it. Shay, that we can take
it lives forever. They can always watch it. It lives forever.
YouTube lives forever.
YouTube lives forever. All this stuff lives forever. Fun day. Jake, I'm glad you're still with us. Mark, fingers crossed over the weekend.
Hopefully the baby comes soon. Let's go.
Do your thing. We're just a phone call away. Shay, anything to take us home?
No, we're going to post on our socials. So you people that are watching, don't ruin it.
See you guys on Monday.
Peace. Let's get down.
Oh, where's the thing? Here it is.
Baby.
Mama, please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. My friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this. We've had a million